Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Golf Talk Radio is brought to you by Sundale Country Club, home of the Bakersfield City Championship for over 30 years. 661-831-5224. SundaleCountryClub.com. Check it out. And very shortly here, we've got Chris calling from India, so we're just...
What time is it in India? Nikki, you should know that stuff.
I don't know.
I do know that.
And by the way, Nikki is. Do we not share her surprise now, Mike? Is there a time in the show that we're going to mention her surprise?
We should, yeah, but I think
we should wait.
Needs due process, right?
It needs
doesn't
its own.
just needs its own.
It needs its own energy. Yeah.
We don't want to cross over.
I can't
Chris.
just fire into the that would be just not right.
It's 10 o'clock at night.
Is it 10 at night?
Yeah.
So when I talk to him,
we're late.
When I talk to him at 8,
it can't be 10 o'clock at night. It could be 10:30.
4:10. So it would have been 6 in the morning when I
talked.
talked.
It could be 9:30.
In Cleveland,
it's at the 30 here. They don't have half-hour zones.
In Cleveland,
Nikki's
it's
absolutely
3:45.
What? Is there half-hour zones there?
Nikki's
Hop?
absolutely correct. It's 10 p.m. Currently.
Now, how is that
India.
possible, Hop? Explain this to me.
It's plus 13:30.
Oh, it's plus 13:30.
Wow. See, there is. Chris,
Kind
are
of
you
like
there?
a half wedge.
I am. Hi, guys.
Hey,
Chris.
Chris, welcome into the
Chris.
show. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself? I think I'm doing a little better than you, Billy. Is everything okay?
Oh, I'm good, man. I am good. It's just a continuing thing, but I'm hopping through it. No pun intended there, Hop. But
You got 5 months to recover.
buddy, I'm ready. If I have to roll myself around that thing sideways, I'll be good. But
I'll roll you.
joining us, Chris Rigby, the owner-operator and CEO of Patrons Caddy. It's one of the finest companies ever to put on packages for the Masters. I can testify that personally. I've been there with 3 of us in this room have been there. Chris, it's interesting talking to you in the year before the Masters, calling you at Christmas time. Are you at prayer or something right now? Look what's going on.
I'm sorry, am I what?
You're in India, right?
That's right.
What
That's right. I'm in the country of India right now.
What's going on in the background, if you don't mind me asking? And then we'll jump in and ask you all.
Train station?
It's never quiet here, Billy. It's never quiet. There's 1.5 billion people, so it's always
That's a good point.
Always chaos. This is the quietest I can do.
No, I think it's cool. I'm just trying to figure out what that was. And are you just on a pleasure trip, or are you just Mike said you're traveling all around the world. Is it pleasure?
It's strictly pleasure.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing a couple of different places that I've always, kind of always known I have to get to, and this is certainly one of them. It's not easy, but it's been really eye-opening. It's been awesome.
Well, it's good for you, and if anybody deserves it, you do, because what you do for a living is pretty special. There's not a person on the planet who's a golf fanatic that doesn't want to go to the Masters. Nobody.
True.
And it's just amazing that you offer such a great thing. It's not just you just go through the gate. What they do is everything from soup to nuts, no pun intended. They do the whole package. And it's the best that we've had. How great is the package, right? So
Is there bread?
there's bread.
Nice. Soup to nuts to bread?
To bread. There's everything.
Is it gluten-free?
So there
It will be, yes.
So
It was for me.
I want to talk to you, Chris. I know you have 4 or 5 different options, and I think we have 8 of us now that are verbally committed to coming in on that package number 3. But let me ask you some other questions. You still hear me okay?
I can, yeah.
Okay, cool. What separates you guys? Because there are a few others out there, and we know personally how great you are. But how, in your own words, how would you separate? Why are you guys the best? And I do mean you are the best because even all the testimonials and rankings put them as the best. What makes you different? Why are you so good?
What separates us from everyone else is the turnkey solution that we offer. As soon as you folks or anyone arrives in the Augusta area, everything's taken care of, from obviously the tickets to the houses to a personal driver that takes you around for your time with us to a woman that does the catering. She can either do it at our main house or we can cater in to your own personal house if you prefer that. We've got a house valet that takes care of your every need. The house is stocked with beer, wine, liquor. So it's just a total turnkey operation. What separates us substantially from the rest outside of that is that we offer runners. Yeah. So a runner is going to take your badge along with your sitting chair, and they'll place it anywhere on the golf course that you want it to be. Augusta is the only major for sure, and probably the only tournament in the world on the golf scene where as soon as you put your seat down, it's yours for the day, and no one touches it, and no one will be sitting in it when it's your time to come back around. So it's kind of like early bird gets the worm, so to speak there.
Yeah,
So those are a couple of the key things.
well, the chair etiquette is surprised us, and I'll give you an example. The first day that we were all there, his team, Chris' team, put our chairs on the 16th green right next to the lakefront row. You guys remember that, Mike? You were playing with the turtles.
Yes.
Yes, so it
That was awesome.
We were literally right on the green, and so as the day went on, they started to get. How many deep do those chairs get? 15 rows deep, maybe, Chris? How deep do those?
Yeah, 15 or 20. 15 or 20.
So when we got there, they're full. I mean, 15 rows full, 20 rows of people and chairs, and our chairs in the front row are empty, sitting there waiting for us to get there. So
In the first
row.
row.
Excuse me, pardon me. Yes, excuse me. That's my chair. I'm sorry. Yes, excuse me. So what's neat about it, you could walk around the golf course until you want to go to that spot. So when the first group comes through 16, you're sitting in the front row and you can watch everybody play through. And they did that again on the 12th tee, the second day for us. And I don't know if you're still doing those tees, Chris, but I'll tell you how cool that was. Is you're on the 12th tee, you can see 11 approach shots, you can see 13 tee shots, and of course you're seeing the 12th right in front of you.
That was a great spot.
One of the best places to view that tournament.
Yeah.
So Chris, are you still? Are you putting chairs in certain places, or is that up to the person going?
It's up to the person going. We had a number of people that requested 18 last year.
Wow, we
a number
didn't
of
do that
people
one.
request 14, which is kind of an interesting one on
Yeah.
the 14th green. So it's wherever anyone wants us to do. Some people prefer to go to the front nine because they don't see a lot of that type of coverage on TV, so they like to sit on number 2 or number 8, which are a couple of great holes as well. So it's wherever anyone directs us to.
Well, I was so pleased because I think you chose for us, and we were very grateful. I couldn't imagine two better spots. And one of the things, I don't know if you mentioned, but the houses that we stayed in were 10, 15 minutes from Augusta National. But they're beautiful homes, and some of these packages I was reading about are hotel rooms, different hotel rooms that are just, not the quality you would think. These are beautiful homes. We had our own rooms. Mike did some sliding around on the stairs for a while, which was kind of nice. But I even think we shared the same house with you, Chris, did we not? Did you wake me up at like 4 in the morning
That's
one
right.
time? Yeah, it was great, Chris. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I like that.
That's right.
That was good.
And that's one of the
I saw a
things that
different
doesn't
side
get
of it.
talked about enough in Augusta is the hotel situation it's subpar. You have the Marriott, which is by far the higher end, and then everything else is, what I probably call 2 to 3 star type of thing. So the housing situation gets you a little bit further away from the crowds. It gets you, the beautiful backyards with the flowers blooming at that time of year and the birds. You're sitting in the backyard having a beer or some wine. It's just it's a really nice atmosphere.
Swimming.
Yeah, swimming. The swimming pool was right there, the main house. Mike was jumping in. You were filming some kind of show, and Mike was swimming with the girls. It was pretty fun. So,
Plus, you get to be with the group. You hang with the group, dinner with the group. It was just really great.
That was a
That
really
was the
cool part
coolest
of the
thing.
experience.
Yeah.
That's not something you were
in a
expecting at
hotel.
all.
So the main house, Chris, are you still having the same main house? May I ask? Is that same?
I do.
So
So what I do is I have anywhere between 5 and 7 houses, depending on what the final number ends up being. But I bring everyone to the main house. The reason that I do it personally is it's obviously a lot easier to quarterback. But I think from a guest perspective, it's kind of what I think Nikki was just touching on, where you end up having 20 people all in one room. Everyone saw something different during the day. Everyone's from all different avenues of the country, all different walks of life, different business backgrounds, different golf backgrounds, different golf courses. So it's just a great dynamic, and with only 15 to 20 people there, so it's really a nice nice night.
The energy was amazing too. You had a really comfortable house. There's people cooking you the best meals you can ever imagine, and there's the bar, everybody's talking, socializing about their experience of the day. Chris, you put on a great show. I think that in the morning you did your thing. I think you said it might be automated now, but you did. Listening to your instructions was all very cool because this was all brand new to us. So we were listening to all of that and how this all works and stuff. So I was really expecting a lot, Chris, from you. I really was. I had high expectations, and you blew them all away in the positive. I mean, you just did. You made it that much better than I ever could imagine. And I was going in with some, it's cost a couple bucks to go to this thing, right?
You wouldn't stop talking about it on the plane.
It's worth every penny.
Yeah.
It is. So let's talk about your packages. We're going, package 3, I'll just share. That's the one that GTR is going. So if you're listening and you want to join us, we have a few spots left. That's where we go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that's experience number 3. It's about $7,000, but it's everything. Soup to nuts, as I mentioned, the house, all the food, all the transportation. Even says 24-hour concierge service. And you mean that, don't you? So we just, go to the store or something? What do you 24
Absolutely.
hours? Man.
Absolutely. You're out of beer, go just give us a call and it'll be there in 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
So let's talk about Experience One. What do you got? That seems like
Sure. So Experience One is a new one that I've added to this year because, I know as well as anyone, this whole thing is pricey. And the reason that it's pricey is because of the tickets.
Yeah.
And so I was getting, I wanted to do something on a lower end scale, price point wise, for families to bring their kids, or if someone just wanted to go and experience the course, or if they weren't able to afford the 2 days. So the first one is you arrive on the Sunday, and then you attend the Monday practice round, and then from there you'll fly out that night, or you'll go and play golf, or you'll go into Columbia or Atlanta and hang out, see a baseball game, that sort of thing. The second package, you get in that you arrive on Monday and you attend Tuesday, Wednesday, the 2 practice rounds and the par 3 day on that Wednesday. The third package you just described, and then the fourth package is that you arrive on Friday and you attend Saturday and Sunday, and then most people typically would fly out on Monday morning.
with the reassurance of that gentleman who won the Tour Championship, did that raise the tickets that he's playing in this year? Did that raise up the prices, just him alone?
He's been moving in the right direction, I think, for the last little while. So it didn't move the needle too much.
Okay, cool. Just curious.
The golf world really hopefully expected a little bit, but it's going into it next year with as they come down the stretch of the Palmer Invitational and those ones, that's where it really starts to get heated up a little bit.
Yeah, all the information Chris is talking about, by the way, is Chris Rigby, the patron's caddy. It's a trip of a lifetime. It would be the best Christmas gift, and that's why we got you just before the holidays. But if you go to the Patrons Caddy, is it patronscaddy.com? It is.
The patronscaddy.com.
patronscaddy.com.
Yeah.
I was there looking at it today. It's got all of
cool new
these
logo
sheets in front
too,
of me.
man. The logo's awesome.
It is. I mean,
thank you.
But it's such a good experience, and I can't say it enough. And I do think, Chris, we have 7 or 8 already verbally confirmed. So will you get us out of Atlanta? Is that you still offering that? Because getting to Augusta Airport.
That's where we'll grab you guys for sure. Yeah.
Because that was so nice of them too to come down to Atlanta. Everything was perfect.
It
wasn't
was perfect. Spirit even.
It was just no. The Spirit airline wasn't perfect. I'll tell you that.
Hey, Chris, what's the number one comment you get where the patrons are they're surprised about with your packages?
I think it would be the dinners that we touched on a little bit, and then I think also the seats. For me to say that we're going to put your seat out there, and like everything with my packages, I tend to downplay it a little bit because I'm trying to maintain expectations, but when you walk onto 16, like you were describing, Billy, and we've given you a map of where they are, and you eventually find them, and there's 5,000 people around that hole, and it's the top 3 holes in the world. It's hard to describe. It really is.
Yeah, and and also being on the property, how the Masters runs its own tournament was pretty impressive too.
Yeah.
So it's just so well done. You're in so many people, but you don't really know it unless you're back in the 20th row of those seats. You might know it. But I never felt crowded. Did you? So the bathroom's a journey in itself. Pretty fun. So who's your typical clientele?
That's a whole thing.
Who is your typical clientele?
It ranges. It's certainly obviously golf people, golf foursomes, men and women. It's families. I've had a lot of families with bringing their teenage kids the last few years, business people, obviously. So it's a mixed bag every year, and that's what's so great about it is that it's always every group that I've got in there. There's usually 1 or 2 people from each one of those pods, type of thing.
Chris, a few years ago we were talking, and we mentioned there's 30 million golfers or whatever there is now, so it seems like that number's similar, but very small percentage have ever even gone to the Masters. I think you mentioned a really low number. Do you still have that number on top of your head? How many have actually gone?
Yeah, I think the number's probably less than 5% have ever been, and if you were to ask any of them what their number one bucket list thing would be, it would be to be there. I had a couple of really well-to-do gentlemen from San Francisco in last year, and these guys have played tons of golf all over the world, and they had never been to the Masters, and they came, and when they sat in their seats on 16 on the Friday, they had tears coming to their eyes. They just were.
Awesome.
It's that powerful. It's really that powerful.
It really is. I had tears in my eyes in that hole too. Mike made me laugh so hard. Remember the game?
Was that the visor?
That was the visor hole.
Yeah.
But anyways,
that's
I'm
hilarious.
so pleased that we're going again this year, Chris. And then what you do is amazing. And so the people listening, if you want to join Golf Talk Radio team, go online and is there a place they can say through Golf Talk Radio.
Well, they
just
can go.
mention that in the
They
notes.
go to the patronscaddy.com and contact Chris.
And Vern, I know
mention-
Vern's going to try to
yeah,
do that, right?
I mentioned Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. And
Because we're going to we're bringing a team, buddy. We can't wait to see you again.
Oh, I look forward to it. It's gonna be good. Got some new stuff for you guys. It'll be awesome.
Enjoy the rest of your world travels, and we'll talk. I'm sure we'll talk again, getting closer to the event. When when the crunch time comes, we'll get you back on. All right.
Okay, excellent.
Have a great night.
Thank you guys.
See ya.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
I'm still blown away that it's a half hour off. That there's a time, place for the half.
I knew that was bothering
I'm
you
still
that
having
whole
issues
time.
with this, but if Hops verifies it and you verify it, it's a fact.
I like the way when Hop verified
Well,
it,
when you
then
both,
everything simmered down.
he had to
Then
have
it's
it.
okay.
It was
Yeah.
collaborated.
It was okay. I'm used to it.
That is so. I didn't know that they had half-hour zone.
I didn't either, actually.
In India, because
I
there's
didn't know
so
that.
many people, they have to divide it more.
No, I don't know about that part of it, Nikki. You're pushing a little bit.
All right, we're going to take our second break of the first hour. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy, brought to you by the Paso Robles Golf Club. Check out the PasoRoblesGolfClub.com. 18-hole championship golf course located in the heart of wine country. Multi-million-dollar renovation. Give them a call at 805-238-4722. They have a New Year's Eve party going on there. It's the one-man wine band, I believe, and it's 805-238-4722. Call them for tickets. There are still a few available there for New Year's Eve at PasoRoblesGolfClub.com. We'll be right back. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Stay with us.